Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is of the day you're watching. And welcome to another episode of Beth the Chef. So I hope everyone's all well, and I'm going to start with some small talk. Question: where's the weather gone? Where's the sunshine gone? British weather is being a bit of a pain. Sunshine doing, let's say, the hokey cokey, in out. And we need to bring the sunshine back, so that is just what we're going to do this week. So we're gonna go a little Caribbean-esque, and this week we're gonna make spiced salmon, the salmon fillet, with saffron infused rice and peas, and pair it with a nice pineapple salsa with a little bit of a kick to it. So yeah, I'll go through different spices and some little facts about saffron and little facts about salmon. So yeah, without further ado, let's cook. So we'll first of all begin with our salmon and making the rub to marinade in. So it's got some time to go in all those little grooves of the fillet. Now salmon, it's high in omega-3, as a lot of fish is, but it's also in a way quite a fatty fish with fatty oils, and this makes it very succulent and perfect in a way for marinating. It also works well with the spices, to which we're going with traditional jerk spice, well, minus the Scotch bonnet. We've just got some chili powder for that, but we're going to make a nice rub with the lime juice to brush all over the fillets. So for the jerk mix, I've got a lovely array of spices and a little bit of fruit. So we'll just go through it, and I've got it in a large tray as well, so we can toss the fillets in. Cool. So I've got a teaspoon of chili powder, and it's just a teaspoon because it's a hot one, but I suppose it depends how hot you want your jerk spice. There's a teaspoon and a half now of mixed spice, the same to cinnamon. We've got 2 teaspoons of onion powder, 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika, just over a teaspoon of garlic granules, and a teaspoon and a half of ground cumin. We just got a little bit of salt and lime zest. Zest of half a lime there. So what you want to do is mix all the spices together. Now there's lots of variations really of jerk spice and rubs. Well, everywhere really, but this is my one. And now what I'm going to do, just to make it like a paste, is add the juice of the lime. Here we go. Got my 2 salmon fillets there. And generously coat. Now we're gonna move on to our pineapple salsa. So to cut pineapple, I've just cut the top off. And we've attempted to before to try and plant the top, but nothing happened. Feel free to give it a go at home. I doubt you'll get anything. I think it's this British weather. And just cut the bottom bit off. You can't do anything with that. No sharp knife. Just cut along. Similar way to starting like an orange if you were to segment one. And get all those harsh bits off. The bits that can get caught behind you, stuck in your throat. No. So now I'm going to break it down instead of cutting in half. And I cut it into quarters. Well, the half into quarters, so into eighths. And use my knife to cut here. Now discarded the middle bit, which can be quite, not as much flavour in there and firm to eat. I'm just going to cut to about that size. Alright, so I've gathered all my other ingredients. And your pineapple is chopped. All goes into a bowl. And again, add chili powder because it needs heat really, otherwise you'll get quite a raw taste. So as well as that, we want to get a bit of colour. We want the flavours to soak into the pineapple as well. So I've got some sriracha. And add a good drizzle. But again, about a tablespoon will do. I've got some dried thyme. Now dried thyme is good because even though it's dried and usually you cook with it, the juices of everything and the breaking down with the citrus would help soften it up a bit. Again, about a tablespoon. I'm going to add a good bit of cracked black pepper, just so you get a nice bite as well. Once that's mixed together, this is where the magic happens with your lime juice. And you won't see it, it will happen as time goes on in the fridge. And then finally, open, some maple syrup. Maple works is awesome with salmon and that sweetness. And again, we've got a lot of lime and a lot of spices going in, so the sweetness for balance, and it's gonna thicken up your salsa as well as helping the maceration process. A good bit in there. And again, I'm just going to leave this in the fridge to do its thing, along with the salmon that's in there. And final stage is our rice. Now for taste, a bit of warmth to the dish and actually a bit of colour for presentation, we're infusing with saffron. Saffron is the most expensive spice in the world actually. You can get little pots at the supermarkets. They're a little pot like this I've got. But yeah, it's quite expensive. As you can see, it's 1 gram, and this was £3. But it is worth it, and it's good in desserts as well. So yeah, it's the most expensive spice in the world. Second, surprisingly, is vanilla, I know. And third is green cardamom, which, as you know from previous videos, cardamom is up there in the top spices. So yeah, we'll crack on with our good old rice and peas. Right, so I've got my oven preheating. It's on 180, and keep an eye on the salmon later on, but it should take 15 to 20 minutes, so depending on the size of the fillets, give or take. And in the meantime, we can look into the rice. So for the rice, I'm going to use my same ramekins I did the panna cotta in to create the domes for presentation. So I'm doing 2 portions, so a ramekin slightly bigger, full, combined with the frozen peas later on, should fill 2 of them nicely. But what you want to do first is almost activate your saffron and get it going. So get a pan of water and rice in. And some nice strands of saffron. Now, even though this is expensive, saffron, it can go a long way. You don't need too much each time. So I'm just going to get this on the heat, and I'll add the peas later on. Frozen peas don't take long at all. So, right, so we're all good and ready to assemble our dish. So I'll just get the rice. Heads up, it's a bit hot. Lightly push down in your ramekin. Straight on there. And a cute little dough. Just get a nicely spiced salmon. And as you can see, it's flaking away nicely there. Clean over the residue. And I'm just going to get the salsa. And pop it wherever, maybe a little bit there. No residue sauce to drizzle over. So here we have it, our lovely jerk spiced salmon fillets with saffron infused rice and peas and a nice chunky pineapple salsa. So you know what to do, spread the word, Beth the chef. Join us next week where it's going to be donut time. We're going to do some raspberry custard filled donuts and make a nice ginger and coconut sugar for the outside of them. Bon appetit!